Now, moving on to the last question. I've been asked, how did you use media technologies in the construction and research, planning and evaluation stages? Now, what I did with this question was I split it up into two parts. First, looking at the hardware, and then going on to look at the software. At first, the hardware which we used the most were the iMacs at school. Now, these were really easy to use, these were really versatile and really quick as well. So these really helped when we're uploading videos up to YouTube and things like that. We used the Macs for the research and planning stages too, but the majority of the Macs were used for the editing, for pictures, music and video. The second piece of hardware which we used was my Acer Chromebook laptop. Now, just as Macs, these were really versatile, these were really good to use, easy to use, and helped us along the way. Now, the reason why we actually used the laptop was because of the website. With the website, we used Wix.com, which I'll talk to you about in the software section. We used it because of the framing. Comparing it to the Mac screen, I thought that the laptop was much better, not only because it was smaller, but in terms of the Mac, it had a larger screen, and even if you put hyperlinks or buttons on your website using Wix.com, they didn't really come out properly. So on some areas they used to be cut out, some areas you couldn't see the pictures properly, and on the laptop, on the other hand, everything was so compact and all together on one screen, and when transferred to the iMac, it actually came out better. The next piece of hardware we used were two JVC camcorders. Now, we're fortunate enough to have this media equipment at our school, so we managed to borrow it from our library. We had a Rode mic on this camera to really help with the sound, to make it more crisp and make it more clear. In terms of the camera itself, the reason why we chose the JVC camcorders rather than the other cameras which we had at school, because of the quality. Now, you're probably seeing at the moment that I'm using the same camera and the quality is really good. It's HD at 1080p and it really works well with news reports and videos in general as well. Now, for the next piece of hardware linking into the camera were the Rode mics. Now, these really helped us throughout the whole of the video, just like the camera, because these gave out crisp sound when we transferred it all to Premiere Elements and gave a better sound quality rather than just a basic general mic inside of a camera. Now, sound's a real big issue here because we use these to enhance sound, and these did make the sound better, but in terms of quality it was lacking because we could hear a lot of wind sound. Now, what we did with that was that we used my earphones. Now, with my earphones there is a small mic as well, so we managed to attach that to my coat when going out and filming and getting a more clearer sound when editing it on Premiere Elements. Finally, for a last piece of hardware, we managed to get our hands on a gaming PC. Now, this was owned by Jordan and we used this for our screen recordings, our gameplay and recording in general. Now, this helped us a lot in terms of getting great 1080p 60 FPS video content, and with a GTX 970 graphics card it allowed us to capture crisp content too. I believe that without this it would have been really hard for us to create our final outcome for the final piece.